So you can start.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Olaoluwa Ogunleye, IT Project Manager in Bincom Dev Center. So I'm going to be giving a short presentation on feedback in product development. Okay, so here's my content. I'm going to talk about what is feedback, why feedback, product development, stages in product development, impacts of customer feedback in product development, how to get feedback. So if you have questions, you can just ask at the end of the presentation. Thank you. All right, so what is feedback? Feedback is the information about reaction to a product, a person's performance of a task, etc., which is used as a basis of improvement. So product feedback is a great source of insights into customers' behavior and pain points and helps you make informed decisions throughout the product development process. I believe by now that when we talk about the feedback, when we talk about product development, the major person we want to consider is the customer. We have the clients, we have the development team, we have the product manager, we have the customers, and we have other roles that might possibly be added, talking about business analysts, the operations team, a lot of people on the that actually helping out in bringing out the product the right way supposed to be, the right building the product right. But when we're talking about building the product right, the first person we'll consider is the customer, right? So even the clients actually look at, okay, we feel like there is a need in our environment or society, and we want to create solution. And we probably think that, okay, mobile app can, or any digital products will help in this particular area. So you have to consider what the customer wants, the people that are going to use it, the user. And this is the reason why, this is the reason you hear user stories, user journey, customer feedback, and so on, because the customer is important. Without the customer, you are actually building nothing. So why feedback? To get the right results, you need to be sure you are doing the right thing. Okay, so there's this thing there's this thing we say in Scrum, that the product owner help the team to build the right thing. Yes, the development team build the thing right, and the Scrum Master help you to help to build the thing fast. So especially for the product managers or the product owners, you need to understand if they're actually doing the right thing. So the client will tell them this is what they want for the people, but they need to look from the user's perspective. So when they get feedback through different means, help them to know, okay, if they are doing what they intend to do or what the customer wants. To improve performance, you need to measure whether or not that's happening, and then make adjustments as you go. So as you are bringing out the products, bringing out increments or minimum viable products, you listen to what the people are saying concerning the product, right? You see the image beside talking about excellent, good, average, poor. That's one thing feedback could do for you. You don't want to take something out there, and by the time you hear from your people, from the customers, this is what they think you're doing, and you think you're doing you're doing it the other way around. So you want to know that you're actually doing the right thing and how to improve on whatever you're doing. Okay. And in this case, we're talking about the product. So if you have a product out there, okay, what can we do? We just have different ways we can actually reach out to customers to ask them, what can we do to make this product better? All right, product development is typically refers to all stages involved in bringing a product from concept or idea to market release and beyond. Sorry. Okay. So product development is a series of steps that includes the conceptualization, design, development, and marketing of newly created or existed products. So in developing a product, can be a new product you're trying to develop or an existing product. The word development is what matters. So it means that you're adding value to that particular product, right? To make it better than it used to be before. So that is the main reason we need feedback. So probably we have an existing product out there and is thriving, so we can literally improve that particular product by getting feedback from our customers to know if there's something wrong with the product or there's something we can do. Just to be clear, you're going to get a lot of feedback from people and the things that they feel you should add to your product, but you don't have to answer. You don't have to give answers to everyone. You don't have to input all the solutions and the feedback you give into your product, right? Because you also need to look at the business organizational, should I say, the organization objective and vision, their goals, what they tend to achieve, and looking at the things that the customers will want you to add or adjust on your product. So that will help you to navigate and to pick the right feedback that is going to help you. So these are the stages that you go from idea generation in product development. You develop ideas. Okay, this is what we think we can do concerning the product, whether it's existing or we're bringing in, you're trying to produce a new product, right? So you gather the ideas, and then sometimes some example is the company abroad was trying to, they don't want to go out there to reach out to their customers concerning the product, and they had to use the, what's it called? They had to use the employees in the company as a customer to relate to the product and give their own idea. Because sometimes people don't want to get feedback from a lot of people so as not to create confusion. The reason why they do that is so that they can focus, because the employee in the company actually have understanding of what the company is trying to produce out there, okay, to bring out there to the people, and they can relate it to the objective and the vision of the company, okay. So they give them ideas of what they think can be created. But you can also go beyond the customers in the company, reach out to other customers outside there. So you're going to have a lot of ideas, a lot of ideas, but you have to screen them. And this takes also idea screening. And then when you have the particular, maybe one or two or three that you want to create, you develop a mini version of it, right? Which we call prototyping. So you create, we move to stage 3, which is concept development and testing. So you do the prototyping and then take it out there. What do people think about it, right? Before bringing out the main product. And you look at business strategy, looking at what people are saying about it and what they feel about the product. And you look at the operations team, look at they do their business analysis and marketing strategy and so on. And look, if you think you still want to continue with it, then you do a bigger part of the product, right? The main product development, and then stage 6 says deployment, which means that you take the product out there in mass, right? Okay, and you do the last stage, which is commercialization. All right, so yeah, I just have a diagram showing how it actually works. The product manager is mainly the person in between getting the ideas from every angle, right? From the executive, from the customers, from the market. And a lot of times the executive will want to, the executive, the stakeholders, right? So they tell you, the product manager, this is what we want to do, this is how you want it to be. But you need to look from the user's perspective. You need to see from the customer's angle how they want things to be and try to balance everything, right? So that is the product managers actually do a lot of work. So you want to stay on the key stakeholders to ensure that they buy into the products and support you, sponsor the product, and at the same time you want to build the right thing. So this is how it generally works out there. And impact of feedbacks in product development. So what happens when you get feedback from people concerning a particular product? It informs your research and development, right? So you know more about what people think concerning that particular product, and that will help you to make some important decisions. It verifies market potential. So should we go on, not just like we're talking about prototyping? So at the beginning, a lot of companies outside the country actually pump cash money into research and development because they don't want to make mistakes. So for them, it helps them to make the right decision at the beginning. So they know if this is something we want to do or what we are not going to do at all. Okay, so at the beginning, they do a lot of research and development. However, you can still continue by the time probably you get important ideas that can help you, and you get that particular idea that you will use to create the product, and you bring out the prototype. You can, after bringing out the prototype, you're testing and you're checking out, showing customers and other important people to know what they think about the product. That's supposed to help you at that particular stage. You're supposed to know, using the market potential to know if we want to indeed create something like this to the whole world, or we want to stop, right? So it helps you with the time you begin to hear from customers, users, if indeed the product is going to make a lot of sense or not. You tend to know what to do when market is concerned, right? It helps you, and you also look at the competitors too around it. So because when it's assuming it's an existing product, people will see your product as it's coming new. The people will see the product in the light of the product that has existed in the market before. Okay, so you don't want to go there and your product is looking inferior to what has existed before. So you need to brace up with feedback that you got from the users. It helps improve products and services. Okay, so feedback helps you to know, okay, this is what we need to do to improve on our products and our services. And this time I'm talking about products. So on the things that we need to build in the product, things that we need to remove, things that we need to correct. It helps you measure customer satisfaction. It helps development and operations team to know what to focus on per time. Yes, it's very important, especially in the competitive markets, where other people are also releasing the same thing you're releasing. You don't want to lose value and you want to make money, and because of that, you need to get some certain features or functionality of that particular product out there to the customers, right? So you want to consider time. It's very, very important. Okay, it gives you data that helps you take the right business decision, and it shows you have value, that it shows you value your customer opinion, rather. All right, so customers are always happy. I mean, users are always happy when they feel they make complaints concerning a product, and they see they see improvement on that particular product. It's actually guarantees them. They know that, okay, I can bank on this organization, I can bank on this product, or the same set of people that actually that brought these products to life. I know that they will actually any products coming from them will actually be better, will actually be good, and they will surely listen to us since we are the one they're producing the product for. All right, so lastly, how to get customers feedback. So number one, survey. I think for a lot of people that actually finish from university, any school you actually finish from, there is this thing that we do projects, right? If you see it in that light, sometimes depending on the kind of projects that you do, you have to get survey as to what people think concerning that particular topic, or in that particular location you're trying to get information from. So you can send a survey online. I mean, Google, you have Google tools. We have one of Google tools help you to actually do how to survey, and then you give to the customers of even before you even have prototype. Anyways, prototype is to, of course, they can now relate to its mini version of the product. But survey can help you at the beginning. What do people think about having a product like this, right? Okay, so you also have feedback boxes, and this is going to help majorly in inside organization. So just like, let's assume that we have customers, okay, let's assume in Bincom that we can talk to our employees. We want to get their, what's it called now? Yes, we just build, so Sunday was talking about how we need to use the Bincom Dev Center app, right? So actually, the way we actually, the processes we follow for our topic and other things that we need to, our artifacts and other things that we need to do for us to actually present. Talking about it for Bincom Dev Center app, you can have the same thing. People in the company are the ones that are really going to relate with this app. So you can just have a feedback boxes just for organizations that are actually working in the office on site. And for online, I think there's some way we can actually drop that. Have feedback boxes where we drop comments or contribution or suggestion concerning their particular product, right? So that is going to help a lot. Rating, I'm very sure we are not, this is not new to us, right? That after you use, we'll be using, probably you've used Google Meet before, okay? WhatsApp, a lot of apps actually do that after you make your call or you add the meeting, they tell you, we bring out stars, and can be in another format, tell you to rate their app or their products, right? That helps them to know if it's 2, then they need to improve on one thing or the other, right? So if they notice that people have been giving them 2 out of 5 or 5 out of 10, so they can just create a comment section. Okay, what do you think? Why do you think we should? What do you want us to improve on? So that is going to help. That feedback is going to help the products. Well, reach out directly. Yeah, some companies actually do this, that when they're bringing out their next products, they of course have an event, generally have an event for their customers when they're launching a new product. And one of the things they do before launching that particular product that day is that they want people to talk about the recent products that they've that's in the market, right? Why is it doing? What do they think about the products, right? And some don't even allow their customers to talk on that event. They just ask them to drop a note, or also have feedback boxes too. So usability testing. So this will also help when it comes to prototyping, right? They are testing what you've done already. And social media, of course, this is not new. We get a lot of feedback from people on social media, what they think about the app. In fact, I think that's one of the best ways you can actually get feedback from customers. And lastly, we advise that you have a structured process for getting the feedback from your customers, because it's really going to help your product. All right, so not to waste our time, I'd like to give this call to everyone by Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon. So we see our customers as invited guests to a party, and we are the hosts. It's our job every day to make every important aspect of the customer experience a little bit better. So as a product manager or the person that deals with products, you want to make things better for the customer and you focus on them. So what can we do to improve the products? What can we do to make the products better? What can we do, right? It's not just we're competing in the market in that sense, but really giving the best value to our customer. So this is the end of my production. Thank you so much. I don't know if anyone has any question.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. So if we have a question, we can just raise up our hand and ask, or we can drop it on the chat box. Okay, Olivia, go on with your question.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, awesome presentation, by the way. But I have a couple of questions. Yeah, some things he actually said. Let me just try to get them together. Okay, so mentioning the prototype area, I think when you started talking about written surveys and all that, like the last slide, you mentioned having a survey before a prototype. And my question is, how would your users understand what your product should be when they haven't tested it? I think before you answer that question, you can just show more light on what a prototype is. And then I think that would actually help in answering the question.
Okay, so a prototype, like I said before, is the mini version of what you want to have, now I'm not talking based on digital product alone, right? Products generally, talking about cars, talking about products can be anything, okay? Most before now that we have a lot of digital products, they build a mini version of whatever is going to be out there, right? Of whatever they want to produce, and they do the testing. Even apps actually, sometimes they do a mini version. Like I was in a project with I was in a particular project. I was a project manager on PACU projects. It's supposed to be a past question for the project supposed to help JAM students, right? Supposed to serve as past questions to them while they are at home during the lockdown to help them, okay, practice questions. And this was supposed to build an app later. So that's what the first version supposed to come out on Telegram to know what people think about the products. Okay, is it helping them? Is it making sense? Is it answering their questions well? These are the questions I'm supposed to get from them. Why using that Telegram version before we make it an app itself? And what I mean by survey is that you don't have to have to have the app in that sense or the prototype. By survey, you can just ask some important functionalities that you think will help, okay, customers or users out there. Okay, so by the time you're giving them this functionality a bit by bit, 1, 2, 3, and they feel like, oh, this is going to make a lot of sense, you know if you should continue with the product, you should go on in making prototype or not. Because sometimes as a company, we develop needs for people. We develop needs for people that is, we develop ones, let me put it that way, that is not need. Okay, and of course there are companies like Apple and other, some companies that actually develop ones for people, and because of the class and what they make the product look like, people want to get it, not that they need it, but they want it. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So the survey helps us meet know their pinpoint in that sense, right? If it's making sense to have something like that or not. I don't know if you get me.
Yeah. Does that cut across products and service or just products?
Majorly products. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I have one question too, and my question is about negative feedbacks. I just want to know how businesses can handle negative feedbacks, and the reason is this. Now, I actually saw something like whenever you see any post about any feedback about banks, I don't think I've heard any good feedbacks about banks. You know, when you check online, you see people mention this bank, that bank, and you just see that there is no good feedback about them. And even sometimes when they mention a bank and I check, but this for my own personal experience with these banks, I've not really seen anything bad that they did, or maybe they've, you just see a lot of bad shades and a lot of bad feedbacks about them, just as if there is nothing good about all these businesses and all that. I just want to know how can especially small businesses and maybe businesses in the fintech area where they handle money, because anything that involves money, you will not, is always a problem, especially for Nigerians. If you go to the feedback section on Play Store, you just be seeing people even go to the extent of apportioning, cursing and start saying bad things to businesses. So how can business undo those things? Thank you.
Okay. First, I was using my Play Store a few days ago, so I saw some good comments. Anyways, on some apps. So it's not like people don't give good comments. Yes, for bank, you said it's because of their money, and money is very important to everyone, and you can't joke with it. So they don't look at that angle of Yes, that's what they're supposed to do. We are supposed to do that. When people are doing well, we are supposed to appreciate them. Okay, let them know they are doing well. But most people don't do that because they do not care about the organization in that sense. They really care about, a lot of people actually care about what they are going to gain. Okay, so that's the reason why if the bank actually mess up just once, if they make a mistake, people are going to talk, people are going to say a lot. Why? Because we are talking about cash here, we're talking about money here. Okay, in dealing with that kind of feedback, like we all know, customers are always right. But remember, I said that we don't take all their feedback, right? It's because of the way they feel at that time, right? And that is what we're saying. When we're talking about products, we're talking about their pinpoints. It's because of the way they feel at that time. That's the reason why they are reacting and they're talking that way. So you don't want to act based on or react to whatever they say. You want to respond. So what you're supposed to do is, okay, take in the right comments and feedbacks that you get, the ones that are not right. What can we do about it? The ones that we feel like we need to improve on, what we take it. I mean, just take it that way, especially customer service, they just take it that way. They expect that people are going to talk this way, but they don't react to it. They just, okay, what is the main thing? What do you need me to address? What do you need me to actually do for you? And then they actually work on that particular area, okay? I think this is one of the things that they taught people in customer service, that you learn to take in people's pain, okay? And when you're doing that, you don't react or talk to them in that same manner they talk to you. You want to help them settle down. You want to help them understand the issue at that time, okay? Understand what is happening, why that thing is actually happening at that particular time, and help them know that we are going to make improvements on it. I think that is going to help a lot.
All right, thank you very much. If we don't have any other question, Mr.